Okay. All right, you're live. Go ahead and move over closer that way. Okay, you're good. You're good. Yeah.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Social Media Breakfast. You're here today. Thanks for coming. Our focus is education, networking, all of our breakfast in this beautiful space here at Green Bay, the third Wednesday of every month. Thank you so much for joining us today. We hope to see you again next time as well. These are here at Green Bay, lovely space. We're all about free education, getting people together, making those connections, and networking. Please join our board. You can see all of the open positions we have up here. You could do any one of those except for the ones crossed up in red currently, although we would definitely take extra help. Say no. Laura is currently doing the social media management and creation for us. We have that link at the bottom. Please grab that. Please apply. Thank you to all of our wonderful sponsors. You can see them all listed on the screen here. Today, our special sponsor is coming up. We'll reveal that in one moment here.
Special sponsor.
Green Bay is definitely a major sponsor of SMU Math, and we're very thankful for them. And he's going to come up and talk a little bit about Green Bay.
Good morning, everyone. Love these Wednesdays. Hopefully, everyone gets to view you as we tune in and listen to Laura shares insights, wisdoms. Quick question on any cycle practice we love. Okay, my people, the leading question. I'm tired of this yet. It's all right. I mean, don't get me wrong, eating Sunday is my preferred way, but starting the day shuffling is blood on. So, 2 January? Okay, I don't know about that. Take snow for at least the end of the week, which is okay. Yeah, we're forward to. So, good morning, welcome everyone. Thanks so much for joining us here today. I mentioned my name's Andy. I work here. We'd love to share a little bit about what we do here. So DreamMake is a free community resource that is put on by American Family Insurance. And anything we do here that is towards the inspiration and pursuit of dreams, in large part by helping to remove obstacles and barriers along. So I see a lot of familiar faces. I know some of you have attended our events or used our space here. The DreamMake, again, free community resource. We host anywhere between 6 to 15 free events a month, all organized to build events of personal and professional development. I have our business programs, anything that can be technical focused, such as how to generate leads via Facebook ads, as well as theory focus or exploring frameworks. We also partner with a lot of subject matter experts who, again, help in aiming to remove those obstacles and barriers in one's dreams. Whether it's lack of time, maybe discovering one's purpose, we provide those resources to you all free of charge as well. So keep an eye out on our website, which look at the list of all our upcoming events. We have both virtual and in-person programs, so hopefully a little something for everyone. One event in particular I wanted to highlight in honor of Women's History Month is we have a moderated discussion with Lisa West that will be coming out here in the end of March 31st. So talk about her journey of resilience, reinvention, and hopefully be equipped and inspired to go ahead and pursue your dreams. So we've got some QR codes throughout the space. Keep an eye out for that, and also these postcards are usually in place too. So QR code on the back. Again, all free of charge to register, so for you to attend. In addition to our events that we host, we also function as a co-working space. So if you haven't explored yet, I highly encourage you to do so after the event today. But right past the blue wall, we have red tables, chairs, booths, notes and cranes for you to post up. It's going to be a physical location for want to work on their dreams. So our hours of operation are Tuesday through Thursday, 9 to 5. We'd love to have you come visit us there. And then all the way in the back of the space, holy but goody, we have a wonderful exhibit. It's on rooted in positive psychology. A lot of really cool design concepts and principles. For those of you who have done these a lot, we're going to talk about this exhibit a lot. There is a new exhibit refreshing in the work, so be sure to share more with that. When we're not utilizing this space for our own programming, we offer it to community members to utilize free of charge as well. So Maybe you sit on an advisory board. Maybe your team is just looking to get out of the office for an offsite. We turn this space over for you all to utilize. So there's a lovely partition. We can run 2 events simultaneously. We also have an annex space that we manage to refer to as our library, which is our true plug and play hybrid capable room. So if you're interested in learning more about that, feel free to reach out to me or any of my other team members here today, and we would be happy to look at our calendar. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and kick it back to Genev.
Let's hear it for Dream Bank, everybody. Our special breakfast sponsor for today is the Period Products Pantry, which if you brought donations today, please drop them off on that back table if you haven't already. Thank you so much to them. And our new in-kind sponsor is John Molina. You may have noticed that SMB MADs, like our emails, have definitely got an upgrade. They're streamlined. They have a great appearance to them. That is John Molina's work. We are super grateful for him and his impactful design solutions that drive business awareness. He's a skilled graphic designer, and he definitely excels in the email marketer arena, and we're super grateful for his talents and his great eye for detail in branding. Our nonprofit sponsor this morning, if you haven't, please stop over and visit them. It's the Latino Academy of Workforce Development. They are focused on one simple idea, that every single adult deserves a clear path, a good job, and a stable future. Across their community, many adults are ready to work and face barriers like language, access to training, or digital skills, while employers are struggling to find talent. They bridge that gap and connect those dots, bringing people together through digital literacy, workforce training, employment services that lead to real careers. This work strengthens families and builds a stronger workforce in our entire community. We have a giveaway this morning. We have a Facebook portal here, and our winner today is Keith Gilmore. So I'm going to connect Keith with this real quick. Thank you. Oh, old tech, but good tech. Free tech. Don't miss our April event. We have push-pull advertising, how to prioritize your digital advertising budget in 2026 by Tyler Wagner. Oops, too fast. Let's be friends. Scan our QR code there. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, all the places that there are socials. We're in quite a few of them. Not TikTok yet, but hopefully soon. Volunteer, become a board member. Make sure to write our blog, our Facebook group, sponsor an event. We're always looking for food and other sponsors. And showcase your nonprofit with us. Also, if you have a talent that you'd like to talk about or speak about related to SMB MAD or marketing, please contact us. There's that QR code again. And next, we have our speaker here. You guys are probably familiar with Laura. She has 10 years of experience as a social media strategist. She's passionate about connecting people, sparking opportunities, and building brands that resonate. She is the founder of Engaged Social Media, and she amplifies voices, startups of nonprofits, and established businesses, and is now doing socials for SMB MAD. Let's give it up for Laura. Look at this one. So is this one on already?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
Can everybody hear me? I might accidentally yell louder because I used to be a cheerleader, so I've got the cheerleader volume. All right, we're going to do a little bit of a trust exercise. Everybody close your eyes. Remember, I can see you, so don't cheat. I saw that. Okay, close your eyes. Just so you don't see what everybody else is doing. Raise your hand if you already know me. Even a little bit. Okay, cool. Stop. You look around. Stop it, cheater. Okay, raise your hand if you keep your eyes closed. Raise your hand if you dressed for comfort today over fancy. Okay, more hands than know me. I'm impressed. Raise your hand if you remember what color underwear you have on. Almost everybody. Hey, that's good. Okay, keep your eyes closed. Raise your hand if you've shared something vulnerable this year on social media. Awesome. Almost everybody. Raise your hand if you've read someone's post online, felt a certain way, and moved on without reacting or commenting. That's almost everybody. You guys. Is it out of curiosity, does anybody want to share why they didn't want to comment or react? Because you felt a negative way and didn't want to say something nasty? But if you felt a certain way, sometimes it's a good thing to give them feedback, positive or negative. And it's about reframing it in a certain way. Time commitment, yeah, there's always so many things you can do. Raise your hand if you feel like you need to compete with everybody else's post. Impressive, not that many. You are my people. Raise your hand if you think being more you can help you grow your business, your relationships, and opportunities. Okay, I like that. Almost everybody. And this is just something to leave you with as we go through today. Some of the most impactful posts that I've seen, and I literally went through my feed to get this list, discuss pet birthdays, suicide, divorce, depression, parent wins and fails, success, growth, both career and personal, health conditions, and job hunting. All of those things are vulnerable, yet we can all probably relate to some of those, right? So keep in mind as we're going through here, when we're talking about authenticity, what that really might mean for you. So it takes courage to really be seen. And a lot of people think, I don't really know what to post. So you might not have a content problem, you might have a courage problem. I think that a lot of people think nobody will want to hear what I want to have to say, or I don't know how to say what I want to say, or I'm afraid somebody's going to judge me if I say it. My challenge for you going into today is try posting it anyway. Post it. I think that there is a good chance that you have some good people in your network that you can say, hey, I posted this and it felt a little vulnerable. Could you go comment on it and give it some love just so it can get a little bit more attention? Maybe tag a couple people in the comments. But I really do think that you owe it to yourself to be authentic, to take a courage approach to it instead of, I need to post something that's going to be this and it's going to be this and it's going to be that. No, it just needs to be authentic. I think everybody has something really, really, really important to say. When you come to a networking event and you talk to people, you find things to talk about, right? It's the exact same thing when you're on social media. You've all got things to talk about. And if you're nervous about doing it on LinkedIn, start on Facebook, right? It's a little bit easier. So hopefully what you'll gain today, why real beats polished. You do not need to have polished posts. If you're spending 20 minutes thinking of what you want to say and an hour perfecting it, you're doing something wrong. You don't need perfect. How authenticity builds trust, what actually cuts through the noise, why courage and consistency are better than the trends that you see. Guys, don't worry about the trends, seriously. And if you're not feeling it, don't spend 4 hours trying to learn what the new trend are. Unless it's the Megan Thee Stallion Savage dance, I still do really want to learn that one. Remember during COVID, that was like the big thing. And I was like, I'm going to learn that during COVID. I never did. How being you attracts the right audience. So pretend that's all even bigger capital letters than it already is. If anybody's already connected with me on social media too, you know that I'm literally very authentic. When you talk to me and meet me in person, I'm exactly the same when I'm talking in front of people, when I'm talking one-on-one, when I'm talking to Governor Evers, Scott Walker. Literally, it's me. I've learned that it's too much work to try to be anybody else other than me. So I think authenticity is really the way to go. And this isn't about hacks. It's about positioning yourself so clearly that the right people recognize you immediately. I have the most amazing network of friends. And those of you who raised your hand saying that you know me, and there's a bunch of my friends here today, and I'm so thankful that you guys are all here. But I've curated an amazing group of friends because I'm authentic. They know what to expect from me, and I know what to expect from them. I could literally single out and point out everybody, but it'd probably take 20 minutes to do that, and I'd start crying. So, but just know that when you're speaking your truth, you will find the right people. If somebody doesn't like what you're posting, they can keep scrolling, and then that's not your person, right? Not everybody's in the market to buy everything that you're selling, and that's totally fine. So the noise that's on social media is not your imagination. This stat blew my mind. 5 billion global social media users. And obviously that's including the kids that probably shouldn't be on it. But millions of posts published every day on each of the major platforms. The average person scrolls for 2.5 hours a day. Raise your hand if you think you're even close. Don't be shy. Come on, raise your hand. I know it hurts to be honest, even if it does it for work, right? Because a lot of you probably manage social media for work. You're still scrolling. So think about the fact that while you're on there, taking a few minutes to engage with other people's posts and give them the love might encourage them to go on yours and give you love too. So have you likely heard that 1% of social media users post content? Have you heard that? How many of you guys consider yourself within the 1%? Got about 10 hands. That's pretty good. Considering this is social media breakfast, I would assume that would be a larger portion than the average crowd. So that's pretty good. So that 1% is trying to crack the algorithm with optimizing content. But yet most content is invisible. Have you noticed when you log on to LinkedIn, you'll see 10 or 15 posts and you get bored and you're like, oh, I should probably get back to work. Do you see the things that somebody posted an hour ago? Probably not, unless they tagged you. So you have to remember that if you post something, what are the odds that everybody that you want to see it is going to see it? It's pretty slim, right? So either repeat your message, which is good evergreen content, find a new way to frame it, tag some people in the comments that can continue on the discussion. For example, if I'm doing a social media post and I'm talking about progressive politics, I would tag Josh Clemens because I know that he would have some things to say on it. He'd give me good feedback on it. And then also that means that everybody that's in his network would then see the post and then comment on it. So really think strategically without worrying about being polished. Think, who else needs to see this post? Who else can add value to it while they're doing it? I know that if I did a post and I tagged Josh, I doubt that he would just like it and move on, right? He would provide his feedback. You want to connect with and have these people in your network that are also going to amplify the things that you're talking about and can add value to it. Because that's where things start to really, I'm not going to use the term go viral, but you know what I mean, kind of go viral. So why being real beats being polished? How many of you worry about polished posts? Like you double check it, you triple check it, you go back in the next day. Guys, don't do that. Don't do that. Did you know that people are actually more likely to read it if there's even a tiny mistake in it because they know that AI didn't write it? It's okay to make little errors in there, even if they're strategic. It's okay. Literally ask questions in the middle of it. Or, you know that the top couple lines are the hook because after that, the picture shows up and they don't see it until they expand on it. Make sure that the top stuff is the most important stuff that's on there. But just know that what you post on there is going to be well received if it's authentic and coming from your voice. For example, I'm good friends with Faith, who's over here doing the live stream. If she started posting about how much she loves cats and she loves snuggling with cats and she can't wait to get a cat, yeah, I know that she got hacked because she's allergic to cats. And when she comes over to my house, my cat like rubs all over her and she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. But like, it's one of those things where you know when somebody's saying something authentic. If she's doing a post on LinkedIn, I know what it's going to be about. I know it's coming from her heart and I know it's going to be real. So keep in mind, don't worry about the polish, worry about the content. Worry about being authentic and making sure that you're reaching your people. So here's some more stats. 86% of consumers say authenticity influences which brands they support. Can you yell out a brand that you trust based on their marketing? Subaru. Yep. My parents have one. Yep. Subaru Forester. Patagonia. Yep. Yep. By the way, I just met a drag queen named Patty Gonia. We did a blog on that. That was pretty cool. Think of some of the restaurants that are around town.
Whoever's doing the Wendy's roasts.
Quick Trip, right? Quick Trip. Whoever is doing their social media is genius. I don't know if they have a team of people that all jump in on it, but it's genius. And then when the brands go to little wars with each other, and you don't think less of it, you're like, oh, look at that beef, that interaction. That's awesome. But yet it gets your attention. So it's the authenticity of the brand that really is the hook. You can buy a car from anybody. You can buy a reliable car from anybody, but Subaru stands for something, right? And they make sure that all their marketing plays to that. People consistently report higher trusted individuals rather than logos. It's not the businesses that you work for. It's the people that make up the business. So I used to be a banker. I don't know, I don't think anybody here knew me back from my banking days, maybe except for Faith. But I was a branch manager at a bank, and it was a terrible bank. Honestly, it was terrible, but it paid. And I was a single mom at the time. And when I got let go from that bank after 4 years, it it was really crazy to me that I told my personal banker, he had been with me all 4 years, and we were both crying the last day. And I said, and if anybody asks where I am, just tell them that I got let go. And he's like, really? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. I have no shame in it. Within a month, 45 people left the bank. They said, well, we were banking here because of her. We can bank anywhere. She took care of us. So keep in mind, when you are a representative of a company, obviously you have a responsibility to act on their behalf, but you are also your own brand. And your own brand is why the company probably hired you in the first place. So don't lose sight of that when you're on LinkedIn, that your brand matters and who you are and how you represent yourself, and your brand is very important. The company you work for does not own your LinkedIn. You guys all know that, right? 100% buy-in on that. And if you haven't bought into it yet, buy into it now. And I will fight anybody who says otherwise, especially people that work in banks. So I love orchids, but they're super pretty and perfect looking, right? Like, when have you ever seen a defective orchid and thought, aw? So polished content is safe. It's controlled. It's very predictable. Memorable content feels human. And it makes you relatable. Think about a time when you posted something where you felt vulnerable. Almost all of you raised your hand that you posted something vulnerable this year. Think back to that post that you did, and the 2 seconds after you posted it, did you think, oh, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't have posted it. Maybe I'll take it down. Maybe I'll wait till tomorrow. Maybe I'll wait an hour or two, and then I might just take it down. We'll see. If nobody likes it, I'll take it down. But you don't know how many people probably read that and thought, oh my gosh, I'm not the only one. And I think for every vulnerable post that I do, and I get 10 or 15 people that publicly comment on it right away, I get 20 or 30 DMs of people saying, tell me more about your migraines. Tell me more about this. Tell me more about this. I thought I was the only one. Nobody ever talks about this. How often have you guys read a post on LinkedIn with people talking about menopause? Anybody? Nope, just kidding. I saw one the other day, and I could not glorify and love it more. As a 50-year-old who is just now hitting menopause, I'm like, why aren't people talking about this? So I'm going to be that person now that talks about it. But I think there's some issues that are certain things that people just don't feel comfortable talking about on social media, and I'm going to be that person. I also have struggled with chronic illnesses. I have migraines. I have back problems, which is why I'm always leaning on something. And I talk about all of that because it makes me feel like I can connect with more people. I'm being real. And a lot of people say, wow, I'm not the only one. I feel seen. I'm not alone. You're not alone. And man, it has multiplied the market of people of which I can trust and build that trust with. And that's the whole point of us having relationships with people, right? Is to build trust, and whether it's professional or personal. How cute is this kid? Anybody know who he is? It's my son. I'm biased, obviously, but yeah, he just graduated UW. He's going to be 23 next week. No, Friday. Today's the 18th, right? Yeah, Friday. He's in Utah, so I don't even get to see him for his birthday. So, but he was actually begrudgingly modeling this sweater for me for one of my social media clients. And he was like, well, you can't post that on social media. I'm like, dude, I'm taking it for a social media client. Of course I'm going to put it on social media. He's like, okay, well, don't tag me in it. I'm like, fine, I won't tag you in it. But meanwhile, I've got a whole stash of pictures that I have of him that I got to take. But I think it's one of those things where you have to remember that the things that you post, people respond to it. And when you put things on LinkedIn and you've got a great looking photo, that's what people are going to stop the scroll, right? Everybody's heard stop the scroll. It's something that you can do that makes people say, oh, who's that kid? Or what's this story? Or what's this for? You might want to put some text on there, but don't make it so much text that then people can't see what's going on. You want the main focus to be the picture and then a little bit of supporting text. And I know some people who like, oh, just put little tiny thin white font or something at the bottom. Yeah, then people can't read it. Like, don't make them struggle to read it. If you're going to put text, make sure it's obvious, make sure it's the hook, and that it plays into the story. Because at the end of the day, every single social media post, you're telling a story about something to get people interested. Oops, and I did it twice. Relatability is an actually great strategy. How cute is that dog? That is Maggie, and I dog sit for her. All these are I do some photography on the side, so I'm happy to say I've got some decent pictures of some things that I love. But think of it how often do you guys post your animals on social media? Daily. Do you do it on LinkedIn? Why not?
I forget LinkedIn exists half the time.
Oh, no. I bet everybody in this room is on LinkedIn. So I'm going to suggest that you connect with people in this room and start posting your pets more. I think everybody has a certain gut feeling about pets, right? I mean, if you don't like pets, that's fine. Nobody's going to judge you for. Well, we might judge you a little bit for it, but those of us who love our pets, it's an easy way to relate to people. They are cute. Anybody who loves a dog has got to love this dog. By the way, we have lots of debates about what kind of dog this is. She's about 7-8 months old right now still, but she was a rescue, so we don't 100% know. But just keep in mind that relatability is huge. Get back on LinkedIn. Post your pets, please. Perfect. And if you're not connected with me yet, everybody, please connect with me. I want to be connected with everybody. These are Maggie's sister and brother. This is, well, her name is Maybelline, but they call her Chunkalina, and then Eddie. One of the kids named Eddie. So user-generated, behind-the-scenes, and personality-driven content consistently outperforms overly produced brand content in engagement and trust metrics. So all those AI programs that generate the exact picture that you want, they're not performing as well as these do. Could I have gone through and AI, did a screen grab and got whatever that green thing was in the background? Sure. Would it have been even more attention on the cat? Sure. But this is the actual picture I took and the actual pose they were in. And I was like, well, I'm going to do something real. Yeah.
Is this for all social platforms, or are you focusing more on LinkedIn?
All social platforms. Yeah. Honestly, I like AI when it comes to helping to come up with an outline or a draft of something. But if you're not taking 3 times as much time to add your own muscles and veins and meat on it, then you're doing yourself a very big disservice. And I'm sure you guys have all probably seen. Have you seen people? And if you are one of these people, I'm sorry if I'm poking at you, but there are people who literally will put a prompt into ChatGPT or Claude or whatever, literally copy and paste it into LinkedIn and hit post. And you can tell, right? You can tell by the way it's kind of stiff that they use just slightly things, the way it's formatted, the way you can tell. And I just think that's fine if you need it for ideas, because it can be great for that if you're kind of stuck, but make it your own afterwards.
I was going to ask, because I feel like Instagram too, it feels more perfect in terms of the photos and the content.
Only the people that are afraid to be authentic. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we're friends on Instagram. You see all my stuff and it's all super polished, right? No. I just posted a picture last night of me bemoaning the fact that I was a single mom, and I didn't have anybody to take pregnancy photos of me. So I literally, this is before we had smartphones. It was back in 2003. So I literally had to take a handheld camera and hold it up to the full length mirror. And so you can't even see my face, and then do a belly shot. That's all I got. So I had one of those posts where it was I was really excited that I was having a baby, but I really didn't want to be doing it on my own. So you can be happy that an event is happening and be sad that you're still going through the circumstances all at the same time. And that's all just part of our story. And it helped me learn to be resilient. So that was my Instagram post. Was it a polished picture? No, I just found it when I got done moving and I'm unpacking things and throwing things away. So here's a good example of me when I felt like shit and I had a migraine. I'm like, oh, but my hair looks kind of cute, so I'm gonna take a picture. Perfection doesn't build connection. Recognition does. How often have you seen a post and it stopped you because you said, oh, I see myself, or I went through that, or I know somebody who went through something similar to that. When it comes to us being able to recognize ourselves in other people, that's where the real true connections happen on social media. So I think it's really important that if you want to be attracted to people that are doing that you're doing that so other people can find you as well. And it's okay to ask for feedback. If you put a post and say, hey, in your call to action, how many people put a call to action on everything? Oh my God, you guys, why not? So what if you posted something, I had a bad day today. What do you want people to do with that? Do you want to know if other people had a bad day? Do you want to know if other people have suggestions for you to turn it around and make it a better day? Do you want to be inspired by somebody? So every time you do a post, try to have a call to action, whether you're asking for feedback, asking for comments, asking for shared experiences and say, feel free to DM me if you don't want to post it on here publicly, but always ask for follow-up conversation. What do you want people to do once they read your post? If you are reading a post and you're not having a reaction to it, it might be because they didn't ask you to have one, right? It might just not be that you just didn't think of to do it. It's that you were probably like, well, I don't know, they didn't really ask me to do anything. I read it and I moved on. So think about when somebody reads your post and thinks, oh God, it's not just me. Yes, because relatability is huge. I've become friends with so many people on LinkedIn that I don't even know in person, just because we bonded over things that each other were posting. And sometimes they're like third-degree connections that posted something, we both commented on it, and I'm like, oh, we need to be friends. So we all win when we're all being authentic. So here's my little version of AI, like how everybody gets lost. So how authenticity builds trust. I was going to wait till people actually caught it, but you guys caught it a little faster than I thought it would. So being authentic is not the same thing as oversharing, right? Like my story about being a single mom and taking my own like bump pictures. Like, did I literally go into graphic detail about that? No. But I think all of you, any mom that's in here can relate to the bump pictures. Any dad that's in here can relate to like their wives being pregnant if they have children, or their younger brothers and sisters or nieces or nephews or whatever. Like everybody knows somebody who went through a pregnancy for the most part. So I think it's one of those things that you have to remember, that shared experiences do not mean that you're oversharing. Just because you share something that you feel like is personal and vulnerable does not mean TMI. Totally does not mean TMI. Oh, and if anybody was wondering, my underwear today is red because, you know, my nails and my shoes. In case anybody was wondering. In case you were still thinking about your underwear from this morning. So authentic means aligned. So not chaotic, not dramatic, and not trauma dumping. So how often, raise your hands if you have been on social media and you read a post and you just felt like dirt, like literally the whole thing just depressed you and brought you down, and you're just like, this is it for social media for today. Right. Like it's harsh. But think about it from the other hand, maybe that person needs you to reach out to them and say like, do you need to talk? Like, and it depends on the friend too. But I think it's one thing to remember that being authentic means that you're connecting with people because of a shared real life experience that you're going through. So like I said, it's also the call to action, right? What does that person want you to do? Were they asking you to reach out? Like I had a post not that long ago where I was like, you guys, I'm struggling. Like, please reach out to me. Let's get a coffee. Let's go get lunch. Come over and hang out with me and help me unpack. Rude, I know. But it's one of those things where I just thought, I work from home. I'm home alone all day, every day. My son is out and about doing adult things now. I never see him. I'm single. I was like, wow, I need my girlfriends. I need my guy friends too. But I just thought, you know what? I'm not going to get what I need unless I ask for it. And so that's kind of what my version of putting that kind of stuff out on social media is for. And a lot of people were even friends back in high school were sending me cards that I haven't seen for 20 years. Okay, I lied, 30 years. 33 years, actually, to be honest. Wait, I graduated in 93. How many years is that? Is that 37? Right. Yes. So however many long ago since 1993, I had friends I haven't seen from them that I'm still friends on Facebook, and they literally sent me cards and stuff. And it was like, this is exactly what I needed. If I hadn't reached out to people, nobody would know that I needed some friendship. Right? So ask for it. Did it feel vulnerable? Yes. Did I feel kind of like a loser? Yes. Did I do it anyway and now I feel like a winner? Also, yes. Yes. Yeah.
I was talking about like those folks doing this dumb, petty, that there's a difference between what.
Oh, you're talking about like negative Nancy's. I did think you're a dick, so I'm glad you clarified. Thank you. Yes, with negative Nancy's, actually, I like to protect my mental health, and I will unfollow people so they don't know that I'm not unfriending them. I just unfollow because I don't want to see that stuff. Especially when people are too vocal about politics and stuff like that, or I get a ticket on the Beltline, and they put that kind of stuff every day. I'm like, okay, maybe the problem is you, Taylor Swift. So yeah. So keep in mind what you're putting I mean, unless you, maybe you've got a speeding problem. I'm just saying. So it means that your voice sounds like you. If Andrea were to do a post on social media and you gave us both the exact same topic, what are the odds that we're going to have almost the exact same thing to say? Not even close. Different upbringings, different family situations, different kid situations. I've got one, she's got two, all sorts of different things. So keep in mind that everybody's got a completely authentic voice for the exact same topics. And so even if you have, if you're both talking about job hunting, I see tons of people that are job hunting on LinkedIn, and they're putting tons of time and effort into trying to attract the right job, the right network of people to connect with them. And everybody's going about it a completely different way. Some people are saying, please God, put me in touch with anybody who's hiring. And then some people say, these are my skills. I'm really looking for a job that does this, this, and this. Happy to, make connections with anybody. So keep in mind, what you're doing is your authentic voice. If it feels like you're saying something and it resonates a chord with you, it means it probably is going to resonate a chord with somebody else. Don't be afraid to post it. And don't go in there and fix it 20 minutes later. Seriously, post, leave it alone. It's like when you're on a game show, they always say your first guess is usually right. Don't go back and re-guess it or re-edit it. So trust is built through consistency, not confession. So how many of you consider yourself to be consistent posters? Okay, I would say about half of you are. Raise your hand if your consistency is like once a week. Okay, we lost a lot of hands there. Raise more? Raise it if it's at least once a week. Okay, we lost some, but we still got most of you guys in there. So I'm going to say, especially on LinkedIn, try to do it at least once a week. And it doesn't have to be long. It doesn't have to be paragraphs long. It doesn't have to be super curated. Literally just going in and jumping in with, how is your week going? Or what impressed you this week? Or what kind of challenge did you have? You can use ChatGPT to come up with, what should I write about on LinkedIn this week? I mean, it's literally, you can use it for tools, or go through your feed, comment, like, and engage on other people's things that are in your network. Even if you've got people that you really like to see on certain social media networks, right? Like, for example, Dan LaCloche, Video Dan. Who knows Video Dan here? Yeah, exactly. By the way, I'm the one who came up with the QR code on his name tag, just, but I can always count on him to offer his tut. You want to yell out what your tut is? Yes, I am. So everybody that's connected with Dan, do you know about his toots, right? That. He's going to have short little video content that's going to be insightful. It's going to be informative. I know what to expect from him. His wife, Malia, is also here. I know what kinds of things she posts. Usually it's supporting Dan, or it's about her tea business. But there's certain things and I have learned that I've got about 20 to 30 people that I love seeing their content on each different platform. So sometimes it's some people on all the platforms. But I literally go through and I'll say, oh, I haven't seen Dan's post in a couple of weeks. I'll literally go search out Dan, comment on his post, like it, engage it, share it, whatnot. And then suddenly he's back in my feed of people. So if you're not engaging with the people that you want to see, you're not going to see them. It's kind of like, all the different social media platforms really kind of say, well, if you're not going to engage with them, you must not want to see them. So it'll kind of drop them off the mix. So I am not big into algorithms at all, but keep in mind that it's paying attention to who you're paying attention to. So if you want to see people, go scratch their backs so they can scratch yours. So trust is the real algorithm. Anybody that knows me know that I say I'm not into the algorithm at all. Oh, you like that trust, by the way? The birds? Very clever. I thought I was very clever with doing that. So platforms amplify what humans engage with. Humans engage with what they trust. Trust compounds, viral posts don't. If you can all probably think of a viral post from a certain brand or a company. And did that mean you're necessarily going to buy from that company? No. I mean, you may remember the ad, but that doesn't mean you trust them anymore. You just thought it was funny and it was cool for 5 minutes and then it all went away. So keep in mind, the people that you probably trust on your networks are the people that you see them repeatedly and you know the kind of content they're going to come out with. And you know they're either going to provide you insightful information, it's going to be humorous, could be insightful and humorous in the case of Video Dan. It's going to be like Faith does a lot of video-based things, and so she offers a lot of insightful educational content with that as well. Josh does a lot of marketing specific things. So keep in mind that the people that you want to see more content from and you trust them, please go give them some love on their platforms. And it's not just LinkedIn. I mean, LinkedIn, I use it as an example today because it's more of a little bit more of a professional thing, but it's on the same with all the platforms, except for TikTok. I'm not the biggest into TikTok. Or Snapchat. Is Snapchat over? Does anybody even use that anymore? By the way, you're the only one person raise their hand. All right, I'm gonna assume Snapchat's kind of on its way out. So what actually cuts through the noise? By the way, this is almost me with a migraine. So conversation is better than broadcasting, right? Good Lord, if you're just sitting there preaching at people, nobody wants to hear it. When you're putting your post, offer something and ask for something in return. Do not just preach at the choir because we're not in church. Although I just realized that when they say preach to the choir, but the preacher never actually preaches at the choir. It just occurred to me. That's funny that we say that. So comments and meaningful engagement signal stronger interest than passive likes. How many of you are guilty of seeing a post being lame, but just wanting to like it and move on without actually reading it? Yeah, aren't we naughty? That is so bad. Like you see the first 2 lines and you're like, it's probably good. Like, move on. Yeah, we shouldn't do that. It's not doing whoever we're trying to give them a like with, it's actually kind of doing them a disservice if it's just a passive like. So, and all the different platforms know if you're actually clicking on it and reading on it, how much time you're spending on it and not to. So if you like that person truly, genuinely, do more with that post. Give it an insightful after you read at least the first 2 paragraphs. I have heard that it's 2 paragraphs worth, that'll count as a real thing. So, okay, the content that cuts through says something clear, takes the position, invites dialogue, and feels personal. We are not Subarus. We are people. What kind of a reaction do you have to this? What'd you say? He looks a combination of scared and pissed off, and I'm not sure which one is more. Happy not. What snack? There's no snack there. Oh, the little Cheeto-y thing. Yeah. He missed it. Yeah. So the algorithm doesn't reward perfection. It rewards engagement, dialogue, and connection. We had a conversation about the snack instead of just saying, what did the dog look like? You guys picked up on the snack and you commented on it, right? So spend 50% of your time on social media engaging and not lurking. Okay, for anybody in the social media world, who uses the term lurking? This is like a quiz. Who knows? No, who uses the term lurking all the time?
Roll-off.
Yeah, the roll-offs. The roll-off. If you have a sticker that says don't be a lurker. Yeah, I always say stalker, but for this, I figured I'd give a little tribute to Emma and say lurkers. So how many of you honestly think you spend 50% of your time engaging instead of just looking? Okay, like 4 of us, maybe 5. Okay, that's going to be your challenge then. And if you're not connected with me on LinkedIn already, please do, because I really want to see how this experiment works. Try this just for 1 week and see if engaging for 1 week, and I'm not saying you need to spend like 4 hours reading every single post you go through, but maybe search out like 10 people that you absolutely know that you like their content, read their content for real, and make a comment on it and have a reaction like it's insightful or you love it or something other than a passive like. And then let me know how your feed changes and how stronger your connections are. And you might be surprised how many people read your comments and then reach out to you and they want to connect with you because they liked your insight. I have over 7,000 connections on LinkedIn, and it's because of that. I swear to God. I probably know only half the people on my LinkedIn. but I feel bonded towards everybody that's on there. So engagement is not hitting like. It's thoughtful, real comments, asking deep questions, responding with your depth, and showing up for real in your audience's inboxes. If somebody is commenting on divorce and it's a really personal post and you felt a certain way, but you've never been married and you're like, I don't really know what to say other than, sorry, you're going through a divorce, feel free to send them an inbox then and say, I'm so sorry you're going through this. That sounds like a really tough time. Reach out if you need to talk. I mean, even if you don't put that on the thing, reach out and send them an inbox message. I mean, it's all about connections. Social media is meant to be about real personal connections and not just how many people can I get to like my post. So you build visibility and trust by being visible in other people's conversations. If you think social media is spending 15 minutes to make a really pretty post, and then you wait for the flood of people that are going to react to it, you're doing yourself a disservice. You need to be going in there and engaging with the people that are liking, commenting, and asking questions on your post. So if you post it and then like a week later, you're like, oh, I wonder how that post did. Yeah, there's a problem. If you're going to do a post on a Monday afternoon, then spend the next couple of hours just kind of keeping a window open, looking to see if somebody commented on it. And then the people that are commenting on yours, my God, go to theirs and like something on theirs or ask them a question or see what they're doing. If you're being very one-sided on social media, you're not going to have real connections. It's a conversation. If I walked up to you at an event this morning and I kept asking you questions and you just sat there nodding, I'd be like, well, this is lame. It's the exact same thing on social media, people. It's a conversation. And the only way to do that is by dialogue and engagement, real engagement. So why courage and consistency matter more than trends? Trends expire, reputation compounds. I literally feel like that's like the summary of my whole entire presentation today. Reputation compounds. If I walked in today and had a hot pink blazer on, those of you who know me would be like, oh, where did you get that? That is not authentically you. And it's very much not. Like, people know what to expect when they talk to me. They know what kind of energy I bring. They know that I drop F-bombs and I swear. They also know that I try to be funny even when I haven't gotten any sleep, like last night when I didn't get any sleep because I was so excited for today. But I still bring the energy. So keep in mind, don't worry about being trendy. Worry about being your authentic personality, because it's all about your reputation. Oh, I hit that too. No, I didn't hit that too fast. So trends spike attention, but consistency builds authority. You don't need to go viral. You need to be recognizable. I take it as such a credit that if I meet somebody at a networking event and they're like, oh, you're Laura, you're all over my LinkedIn feed. I'm like, I've never even met you before, have I? That's cool, right? Because people recognize me and they recognize my content and the way I talk and what I bring to the table. So that's what you want to be known for, right? Like, you don't want to have one post where it's got like 15,000 likes and then you're like, oh, and how can I replicate that? It's more, what is the body of your work? And if somebody's going back and trying to get an idea of who you are and what you have to say, they can go back through your LinkedIn and actually like get an idea of who you are. Don't think employers don't do this all the time. All the time. So stop thinking, will this post perform? And start thinking, is this authentically me? Because at the end of the day, which one's more important to you? Do you want to be authentic or do you just want to get likes? Deleting a post because you're afraid it won't perform. How many of you guys have done that? Be honest. That's when the truth comes out. I'm like a mom. Be honest. No hands went up at first and then like 4 did. Do not delete a post. Do not delete a post, because it could just be that you posted it at the wrong time. Maybe you didn't have the right picture. Maybe you didn't have the right call to action. Try it again. Literally try it again. But social media doesn't like when you take down posts that don't perform, because it thinks you're just chasing algorithms. So don't do that. Just think of a way you can also tweak it and then tag people in the comments. Nobody will know. Nobody will know. What's that from? What commercial is that?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's only politics.
But what is that? What is that one? Nobody will know. Oh, it's going to bother me now. There you go. No, I think it was a commercial first. Swear to God. Now I'm going to Google it when I get home. So that's the algorithm controlling your courage. Courage is publishing anyway. Consistency is doing it again tomorrow. keep in mind, there are good times to post on social media. There are bad times to post. So do a little bit of research into what time's going to work. And if you post at midnight because that's what works best for you, be prepared to start nurturing it then at 8 or 9 in the morning when people might go on LinkedIn or whatever social media platforms you're posting it on. So last thing is how being you attracts the right people. It's all about you. Boy, I tell you often I am the yellow umbrella and the black umbrellas. You are the differentiator. There are thousands of coaches, realtors, founders, attorneys, and marketers, but there's only one of you. Isn't that good? The only unfair advantage left is personality. Lots of people know how to do social media, right? But nobody does it the way I do it. So that the difference is me. The difference is me in the way that I do it. Same thing goes for any profession. When you show up clearly and the right people lean in, you do not need table scraps. Authenticity doesn't attract everyone. Good, it filters. Do you want everybody in this room to like you by the time you leave for the day? You don't, I mean, yeah, cool. It'd be cool, right? If on the way out, everybody's like, wait, can I talk to you? But at the end of the day, you want the right people. And really your social media post should be no different. You should attract people that want to hear what you have to say and that you want to hear what they have to say. So the right people stay and the right people convert. Does anybody want to read out loud? Andrea. No. Oh, I just said this to Video Dan the other day. I said I give 0 Fs. I actually didn't even write the word out. So don't worry about the algorithm. Build trust. Then that's my presentation. My email's on there, so I have engaged social media. Thank you. I also do have a tiny photography sidearm. I love doing event photography and branding. I'm like the low-cost alternative to that. And I have a small little gluten-free fudge and caramel business. Ta-da!
Thank you so much, Laura. Does anyone have questions? Okay, I'm going to start in the back and I'm going to work up front.
Oh, I paced myself pretty well. It's a good thing I talk fast.
Hi, I have to run to another event, but I just wanted to say my name is Nancy, and this was a wonderful, positive event. Not all Nancy's are negative.
And
Thank
let's
you for
connect
that,
on
Nancy.
LinkedIn.
What's that?
Let's connect on LinkedIn.
I did.
Perfect. Yeah, I haven't looked at my phone. It's been like a whole hour since I looked at my phone.
Positive Nancy.
Positive Nancy. Love it. Love it.
She said they're not all negative. That's facts. Authentic, positive Nancy.
Do I have to stand? No.
Oh, and I'm going to put my glasses on so I can actually see like details in the back of the room.
Thank you. As someone mentioned at the beginning, I forgot that LinkedIn exists a lot of times. So we post pretty frequently on Facebook and Instagram. And I'm curious if it feels like that content just translates directly to LinkedIn, or do we have to be thinking strategically about like cross-posting, what does cross-post and what needs to be its own? This is a LinkedIn post. This is a Facebook and Instagram post.
I think that's very subjective based on your personal taste. I have an almost 18-year-old cat, and I post about her a lot on Instagram because I want all those pictures of her. And Instagram's like my visual diary. So I'm not opposed to putting her on LinkedIn, but if I did, I would just have, how can I translate this into an experience that my work connections could relate to? So you can have the same content. I would just tweak it for a little bit more of a professional angle with a professional takeaway that someone could have. Like, do I mostly work with my cat on my lap? Yes.
All right. I thought I saw someone over here. And then
I should do both. Okay, excellent. So I love the message you are saying, and what I'm hearing is some subtext is be authentic in your commenting as you are striving to do in your posting.
Yes.
Yeah, because I think that I think that's a thought that is skipped because
Yeah.
you're just trying to kind of shake up, if you would, the algorithm
Yeah.
in commenting. Sometimes that might be the intent,
No,
but
and
you're going
honestly,
further.
I definitely do an eye roll when I see people like commenting something super generic.
Yep.
And you think to yourself, well, did you not see that 15 other people above you wrote the exact same thing? So yes, say something really heartfelt. Add an emoji that's like something that you're known for. somehow make it you and authentically you and something that you would say. Like if you saw the person in person, what would you say to them in person? And make it similar. Yep. Yeah.
I've had people actually say, I hired you because of how you show up in the comments.
Yes.
So some people are watching, and the roll-ups will say comments are content.
Yep. It is 100%. Yep.
They said comments are content, and people will actually like them from commenting, just in case you didn't hear that online.
All right, so I'm going to be greedy, and I have two questions. The first is, and somebody touched on it in the beginning. There are those people that are commenting, bringing it down, being assholes, for lack of a better term, or negative Nickies to be non-gender conforming.
Yep.
What steps do you take to preserve your authenticity and to preserve your energy when those people are engaging with your content? Is my first question.
That's a great question. And actually, I like to ask questions and kind of redirect. And like, if I put something that I didn't even realize somebody would have a negative reaction to, and that somebody wants to just piss all over it, I'll say, I understand that maybe you're having a bad day or you may have a bad experience with this, but I would like to hear more about why this, and this. And sometimes it takes people like, oh, I didn't realize I was being whatever, or they'll double down and they'll justify why they were that. But at some point, then I can decide to leave the conversation. So unless somebody's being like calling me, name calling, whatever, I leave the comment on there because it speaks more about themselves than it does about me. So.
And then the second question was, how does what you've touched on today, which is in my brain, the idea of people do business with people that they know, like, and trust. How does that translate from an individual to a brand? Like, how do we make our brand authentic? And how do we use some of the principles that you touched on for something that might not be as engaging or as interesting as a brand? Like, I sell this widget for a niche market. How do I give authenticity to a brand, not just a person?
Surprisingly, it's actually quite easy. I think the biggest thing is getting in front of leadership and talking to them about why they started the company in the first place, why they're passionate about it, and then double down on that. So for example, what do you do? Let's assume you do the social media for the company you work for. Where do you work for?
I work for a company that works with architecture and construction firms. We build buildings out of literal trees. Great example of our work is the Festival Foods right across the street here. That's actually built all from trees.
That's super exciting.
Yeah.
Because you can also tie in the lumber industry. There's a huge forest products industry in Wisconsin. Like, there's so many other different companies that you can also pull into that. But it's very clear that we have such a conservation focus in Wisconsin that you can tie in that whole angle with renewable resources. I think there's a lot of conversations you can tie into that people are already passionate about. So I think maybe it's just me, but I can geek out on that kind of stuff all day, that I can find passionate things to be excited about. And I think sometimes it's going through people's websites and then taking something and then saying, how can I rephrase this to make it like either more appeal to younger generations or single moms or out of work people that they want to come work here. So just kind of taking things that are already there and reframing it and then spinning that up into social media content.
Gotcha.
That's a great question though.
Okay, I have a quick follow-up to the first question you had. I had a negative response to one post that I had months ago, and they took something out of context, and I just said, don't hear what I didn't say. And that was easy enough to respond and let it be. Kind of made everybody pause a little bit. So yeah, don't hear what I didn't say. And then also the next thing is I have a separate question for you related to the chronic health issues.
Yeah.
How do you put things out there in a true non-trauma dumping way, but then not let your potential clients truly take an ableist stance and think that you're incapable of helping them in a quality way? Because I also get chronic migraines and have inconsistent capacity.
Yeah. I keep having people that occasionally send me like 9-to-5 jobs. I'm like, I can't do a 9-to-5 job, but thanks. Thanks for thinking of me. I pretty much have to nap for my chronic fatigue syndrome every day for 3 hours in the middle of the day. So yeah, not going to really work for a traditional 9-to-5 job. So I actually, in addition to doing engaged social media, I'm actually the finance director for a law firm as well. And complete flexibility, work from home. It's literally the best of all worlds. So I actually curated what I have going right now, but all of the clients that I have I've been friends with for years, or I've been connected with them, or I've been very honest with them about, I need to have some flexibility with this, and this, but I'm going to under promise and over deliver. If I say I'm going to do 3 to 4 posts every week, I'll probably do more like 4 to 5. I hope that's okay. That sometimes I just get really excited and geek out and do a few more extra. And they're like, yeah, don't worry about it, kind of thing. And people are like, no, take the day off. Don't worry about it. Or I'll say, like, I've got a migraine. I was planning on doing this today, but instead of leaving them hanging, I'm always proactive about what my plan is in case something does come up. So if they planned on something coming out, I will either do it and struggle through it and then say, hey, got through it. Next time that comes up, I'll make sure to pre-plan it or pre-schedule it or something. But it's never affected my capacity to do my job for social media. But again, I can do social media from my bed on my phone while I'm laying down with a heating pad. So, and lots of migraine medications. Yeah. And 2 cats. Yeah, 2 cats.
Heating pads.
Yeah. You say you hate cats?
Oh, I said heating pads.
Oh, heating pads. Heating pads, migraine medicine, and ice pack. Yeah. We could definitely talk chronic illness all day, any day. When you said chronic illness, I'm like, which one? Because
Any more questions?
or comments or suggestions or anything that you want to jump in with. I'm happy to absorb everybody else's knowledge too. I actually don't hate Taylor Swift, but I'm probably too old to be like a true Swiftie. And I had a boy, so I just never really. But I do think the problem might be her. That's fine. It's fine. But she's got Travis now, so maybe it's not her. I don't know. Or she grew out of it. Maybe she just grew up. Who knows?
For those of you not in the room, that was, how do you feel about Taylor Swift was the question.
I don't hate her. She's just easy to pick on right now.
Great presentation.
Thank
Always
you.
love it.
I could not have done it with all of you wonderful faces here. So thank you guys all for being here. And I really also wanted to call up Carol real quick. Carol, run up here. She is my friend who just started the nonprofit Period Products Pantry. So I'm going to start it while she's up here so we can do it quickly. And yeah, 60 seconds. But I told her to wear red today.
Do I need the microphone?
Hold up.
Here you go. Okay, here you go.
Which one? This one? These two. I have to use hands for this. So thank you for the 1 minute plug for the Period Products Pantry. It's a new endeavor for pantries. We supply packets of menstrual products, pads and tampons for pantries to distribute to their customers. It's a need that I discovered at the River Food Pantry about a year ago when I went to volunteer and serve them serve their customers. And many menstruating people came through and needed pads, and there were none to be had. So we just started a year ago, and we are interested in having period packing parties, getting donations to make these lovely packets for menstruating people and serving local pantries. So thank you, Laura. Appreciate it.
And if you have any leftovers, the Bloom, oh yeah, I gave her my thingy. The Bloom Bake Shop supplied the breakfast this morning. So take a picture of the stuff that you have and tag them and tell them that you enjoyed the breakfast this morning. Because then maybe they'll come back and be a sponsor again.
That's it for today. Thank you all for joining us. Please join us again next month, 3rd Wednesday of every month. Have a great day.